Hey guys, Raid0AU here. Welcome back to episode 2 of our Let's Play of Empyrion Galactic Survival. Now, last time when we left off, I was in the middle of crafting some ammunition for the assault rifle, which off camera it's now completed. And my thought was that we might head over and check out the point of interest over there. Well, since then I've had a change of mind on that. I think we'd be better off served setting up our base, and particularly because we've got this iron deposit right next to us. It will take quite a bit of iron, and so also off camera what I've done is I've mined quite a bit of iron and crafted everything we need to start building the base. So, and part of the reason behind that is my inventory is kind of full, so I want to drop some of this stuff off. Would like to put a cargo box in the base so I can at least drop some of this off, so when we go over to investigate something like a point of interest, I've got a relatively good amount of room to loot stuff over there. The other thing is, and one thing I haven't shown you yet, is the map. So if you press the M on the keyboard, that brings the map up. It's fully rotatable just by left clicking and moving the mouse. Once we place our base, what it will do is it'll also place a little icon on the map showing us where our base is. It's just, it'll just be handy to have that to orientate ourselves. And as you can see here, it shows that we've got the iron deposit, which is just next to us, and there's the magnesium deposit that we discovered early on. The other thing it shows on here is on the down on the right here, it shows what resources, how many resource nodes are on the planet and what types. So that's always handy. So we'll get to base building. So as you can see, I've got more than 1,000 iron ingots now. I've also crafted a number of items over here. So we've got our base starter. I've made a lot of hull blocks, a small fuel tank, small generator, and large constructor. And that's enough to get us started. The other thing it has also done is by mining, I'm actually now level 6. So it doesn't take very long to level up your character, and that's unlocked a number of things. I've got 81 points there. I haven't unlocked anything else at this point, simply because I tend to hold on to my points and unlock things as I need them. Nothing worse than finding you need something and you need to gain another level to be able to unlock it. So the first thing we need to do is place our base starter down. And I'm going to build mine out over the water. The reason behind this is it's you really need to place your oxygen generator and your water generator in water. So placing your base over water just makes it a little bit easier. So we just left click. And there's our base starter. Now I'll turn my jetpack on just by pressing J. Just so I can get up on here. And this block in the middle is the core. Now all bases and vehicles, including some of the points of interest, so anything that's got turrets on it, will have a core. If you can find that core and destroy it, then it will disable all the active defences, so turrets and things like that. You'll still need to deal with any aliens that are there. Doesn't help with that, but at least you won't have turrets shooting at you. The only difficulty with that is sometimes these can be difficult to locate in the base unless you know how that base has been built. So if you come across one and destroy it, all well and good. So I do have some thoughts on how I want to build this base. I'm going to go for a fairly large base simply because we do have this iron deposit near us. So I'm just going to put my helmet on because the chance I'll go underwater at some point, like now. And I'm just going to extend it out the back here a bit. Just by a couple of levels. Yep, and that's where the middle's going to be. Just there, where I put that block. And so what I want to do is from the middle, I want to go out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I want to do the same on the other side. One, two. Actually, sorry guys, that is completely wrong. But it gives me a good chance to show you using the remove tool. So with the remove tool, so I'll just load up some ammo. You get 150 charges per load of ammo, and then you just left click to remove items. It takes a few charges to get rid of each item, and when you remove it, you do gain the items back. So if I just do that one, if I go into my inventory, I'm getting the metal plates back. So if you remember, it takes 2 metal plates to make a block, and I've destroyed 3, and I've got 6 there, so I am getting those items back. So apologies for this, but got a little bit ahead of myself on this build. Got a bit too excited. And we'll just remove these 2. So as you can see, I'm very much building this base on the fly, so there may be the odd mistake made here and there. So what I'm going to start doing is start bringing this up. So take that up. I'm going to leave a gap in the middle there. Bring that up. Bring that up. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring out just a few blocks out this way. This is just going to make it easier to get up and down on this. And fill that out. Do the same again. And I think we might just go up one more. Let's have a look. No, you know what? Yeah, we're going to go up one more. Now you see with my jetpack down there, it's got a little bar next to it. It's just like the charge on it. You do need to wait for that to refill. I'm going to be a little bit careful not to fall down the hole in the middle of this I've created there. Should that happen, it's probably too high for me to jetpack up. So basically what I'll do is I just mine straight down through the bottom of it. Okay. So that's that. So now, this is the center block there. So and that's the center block there. So from the center we want to bring it out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bring this one out. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On this side, got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. We'll extend this out just a touch more because we're going to need to put some blocks initially to be able to get up there. So, jetpack back on. There. That one there. And that one there. There we go. So that just gives us easy access up there. This will change after I've got that main floor built. So now we just start filling it out. And you can hold left click and just move the mouse as I'm doing here just to do a line. You can hold the control key and like to make a big block of it. I tend to just do it this way because I find it easier. A little bit more control over it. As you can see, we're coming into day 2 on the planet. Still making the odd mistake here and there. Got a couple of errant blocks up there, but that's okay. We'll get rid of those afterwards, get the materials back. Main thing is just want to get the floor in place. We want to get the large constructor down and working. That opens up all new possibilities. So there we have it. So we'll head on up there, turn the jetpack on. Just get rid of these two. Remove tool is a little bit annoying. It's very slow. Be nice if the developers could make it a little bit faster than this. Not quite sure the reasoning behind it being that slow. Okay, so now we're just going to put the corners in. So we'll go 3 that way, 2, 3 that way. Just to give a sense of the room. Okay, so first thing we're going to want to put down is our generator. I'm going to put it in the back corner here. And next to that, fuel tank. Access the fuel tank like everything else just by pressing T. I'm going to put fill it with fuel cells. I did make a few more in the survival constructor, and that lights up just to say that yep, it's got fuel in it. Then over this side I'm going to put the large constructor, so I might just rotate it. Rotations in this game, you can rotate in 3 dimensions, is done using the insert, delete, home and page up and page down keys. So I'm just going to rotate that round. There's the large constructor. Time to turn the base on. So to do that, you come up to the generator and you press Y on the keyboard to turn it on. There we go. So we now have our base powered, and I would imagine that shortly we'll probably get a message saying that there is drones on its way to attack our base, but not too concerned about that. And if I go back to the map, now you'll see we've got our little base icon there, so that tells us where our base of operations is. Just going to head down here, and now what we can do is we can start to bring some items out of here. The main things I want to do initially is I want to make a cargo box. So if I bring all that initially, turn my helmet off so I'm no longer wasting oxygen. There we go. And we transfer all of that in here. Now if I go into blocks here, you'll see we've got a lot more stuff that we can play around with. And also there's some more things here that we didn't have access to, so we're going to want to make a fridge, food processor, probably a couple of lights, and also there's the cargo box. So I just need a control device for that, so I'll just quickly do that, and then we'll just create the cargo box, and that can go right next to the constructor here. There we go. Access that by pressing T, and what we can now do is we can start dumping some of this stuff in there. So emergency rations, purified water, don't need the filler and flattener, seedlings, grow light, we'll keep the antidote pills on us, small oxygen bottle, we'll keep those on us. There we go, there's our warning, drones are on their way to attack the base. But we can move all of this stuff in here. We'll keep the energy cells on us. We'll keep this fruit on us at the moment. As you can see, my food's going down, so I'm going to need to eat before too long. And what we can now do is transfer everything over. The only thing I'm going to leave in here is iron ore and the crushed stone. Crushed stone's used to make rock dust, which you do need for some of the recipes. You pick this up as you're mining other ores. If you go outside the ore, you tend to then get crushed stone. So you don't need to worry too much about going out normally and mining this specifically. You normally pick it up while you're mining everything else. Okay, so probably need to get a food processor up and running. So in order to do that, I'm just going to turn this off so I can sort out what we need. Need 2 computers for that, and for the computers we need 4 metal components for 2 computers. So we'll queue up 2 of those. We need 4 cables, and we need 4 electronics. we've got 2 control devices, so I'll queue those up, get that running. This does run a little bit faster, or craft a little bit faster than the survivor one. So the survivor one, what I'll tend to use that for is I'll put all the ores in there and just get it to, just use that one to craft all the ores into ingots and things like that. That way I'm not using up energy to do that. So we'll just keep our eyes open for a drone on its way over. It takes a little bit of time for it to come over. And this first drone generally isn't too hard, it's generally just one. Now, the hole in the center here, that's going to be an elevator. So if we go into our tech tree and let's see what we can unlock in here. So elevator block here. So it doesn't use all that much to make it, but we'll grab that. Interior light. Yeah, we'll grab that. We will need some plant grow lights. Oxygen station. We will need that, but I'll just see. I just want to check and make sure there's nothing else that we want first. Right, what have we got under there? Because we're going to need to make ourselves a hover vessel. Do we have... Yep, we've unlocked the thruster normal, so... Okay, what we can do is we can start to unlock the items for our hover vessel. Right, something's shooting at me. Where is it? There it is. So there we go, got too busy worrying about everything else and was getting shot at. Now with the repair and remove tool, basically if you right click it just repairs stuff, so won't do anything if nothing needs repairing. But you can kind of just go around and just make sure that if anything got hit, that it's been fixed. Everything seems okay. And one thing you do want to do is you want to head over and loot the carcass, because you often get some decent stuff from this. And you access it just by pressing T like everything else. So we've got some ammunition, and you see there we get quite a few items. Sometimes it's better than other times. And then we can just transfer all that over. Now my food's going down a little bit, so I'll just eat some of this. Alright, we'll go back into the tech tree and have a look there. So, just see what else we've got in here under the base. Anything? Medic station is good because obviously you can restore your health from that, but it also sets your spawn point. Not a big issue because my spawn point was right next to the base here, so not that concerned. So let's have a look. Let's see where we're up to with the hover thing. So we need an RCS for it. Unlock that. Do need the hover engine. Gonna need directional thrusters, and we need a normal thruster. I'm not going to worry too much about guns and things like that at the moment. I am going to unlock cockpit 3 just simply because it looks a little bit better. I'm going to want a small constructor on it. The main reason for that is if I go out mining, what I want to be able to do is put the ores in the small constructor, get it starting to make the ingots while I'm travelling back, or while I'm travelling between resource nodes. Spotlight cube, yeah. Grab the fridge as well. That'll be useful if we're killing aliens to be able to store the meat for longer. Under here, we don't need the oxygen generator, but we will need it for a water generator, so I'm going to unlock that just so we can get the water generator, because we're going to need both of those, and we'll set those up before too long. All your building blocks you don't need to spend points on, they just level gated, so they unlock as we go. Nothing I want here at the moment. I do want these work lights eventually, but these ones are particularly, I don't find them particularly useful, so I'll unlock that when it comes time to grab that. And got a sniper rifle and a shotgun here. We could unlock those, but we'll leave it for the moment. I'm happy with the assault rifle for the time being. Okay. So you'll see here, got a lot more stuff in here, a lot of stuff to do with the hover vessel. And the main thing to look for with all these items, I think I mentioned last video, is, or maybe I didn't, if you look on the right hand side there, down the bottom it says placeable. And you'll see here under this generator it's got SV and HV. So this can be placed on a small vessel or a hover vessel. Whereas if I go to the small generator, it says CVBA. So that can only, this one can only be placed in a capital vessel or in a base. So you need to make sure that you're placing the correct one. So we've got a fuel tank here and a small fuel tank there. Same thing there. Fuel tank, small vessel, hover vessel. And the small fuel tank, capital vessel and base. So same with thrusters. This is only placeable on a hover vessel. So always worthwhile keeping an eye on those just to make sure that you're making the correct one for what you're wanting. So alright, well, time's getting on with this video. So we've got the first part of the base sort of kind of set up and had the first drone attack. So next time we'll continue on with the building of the base. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, then please leave a like and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you next time. This is Raid 0 AU signing out.